Hey, this is your girl, Miss Yella Diva. I am bringing you another episode of the Never Ever Met. Season 1, Episode 9. So I guess they only have 10 episodes. Because I think the next episode is the season finale. But anyway, so where the episode left off was when therapist or Dr. Allie was talking to Jody and getting into her behind about uh, these her issues, basically. All right, so the therapist asked the question at the beginning: Is this worth pursuing? And so Jody was like, "Yeah." I don't believe her. I don't believe her at all. I think she just want to stay to the last episode, period, because she knows, from Brandon and Sienna, when they said it wasn't worth pursuing, they got the boot. So she trying to stay to the end. I don't blame her. I'm not mad at it, but I don't believe her. I think she on the last episode she gonna be like, no, this ain't worth pursuing. Um. So Jody was like, I'm a difficult, complex person, and he accepts me the way I am. And so Dr. Allie was like, well, do you accept him? hmm And she ain't answered that question. She talked all the way around it, but she ain't answered the question. She ain't answered, do you accept him? She said, I'm hearing a lot of what ifs and in the future and what we have to work on. But she said, but people are who they are, and this is who he is. And personally, you either have to accept it or you don't have to accept it. Basically, that's what that my personal opinion. Because basically, this is who he is. He ain't changing. He ain't changing that much for you, boo. Jody was like, well, we have similar tastes and creativity, and we have similar views on marriage. And so the therapist was like, you believe that what did he say? Oh, she said, and Dr. Allie was like, well, what's your views on marriage? She was like, I believe that marriage is for as a business, and so when the love is not there, then you still have that business side. And so she was like, so you believe the love is not going to be there? So you preparing for the love not to be there. And so she was like, oh. I mean, that's the truth though. And so then Jody was like, well, my mom had a failed marriage, and she was, in love with the guy, and she, was doing all this stuff for the love of the guy. And so Dr. Allie was like, so your mother's husband didn't love her, basically. And so she was like, you're making these decisions out of based in trauma, and and you want to control the love, and you want to control the sex, basically. And so she was like, you don't think that you deserve love? And then she got emotional. You know, she was just like, she was like, I believe you deserve love wholeheartedly. unconditionally, you deserve love. And so then Dr. Ali said that when I said that you deserve love, you emotionally connected with that, but you did not emotionally connect with all of your business talk and everything like that. So she really got in. She got into her, and rightly so, because she was just. But I said that a long time ago. I said that she's trying to control the situation, you know, and her acting out was based on trauma, because she was SA, in her in her in her childhood, or I don't know, it may not have been in childhood, it may be, in her early adulthood, whatever the case may be. She was, you know, trying to control the sex. That's why she became a sexologist, quote unquote, because I still don't believe she's a sexologist. And that's the reason why she doesn't have any emotions towards the sex, because she's trying to control it. I get it. I've been there, done that. But everybody deserves love, and so does she. And she ain't gonna get it from Aaron. Also, because Aaron is a pushover. She ain't attracted to no pushover. That's my opinion. She ain't attracted to no pushover. Okay. So Aaron ain't attractive mentally, spiritually, but he's physically attractive. But he ain't attractive to anything else. And yeah, Jody needs somebody who gonna take charge. Okay, she needs somebody who's gonna take charge, just like Chris. But Chris ain't checking for Jody. So she's just gonna have to go back to Chicago and find that guy. But anyway, so the episode goes on. Taronda checks in with Josh and Shay. They said they're planning on moving to Texas. I think he's from the West Coast, and I think she lived in Florida. Don't quote me on it, but I think she lived in Florida, and so they're trying to get I guess something in between there. And they gotta make plans, because he got two kids. Shay, I guess Shay's just on her own, but he got two kids. So Shay's sister is coming, and Josh's longtime friend is coming to visit them. Chris and Sandia go on their final date. He's taking her horseback riding. And so Sandia said, well, Chris is not a good communicator, but he is a good listener, because apparently she said that she wanted to go horseback riding. And so Chris was like, well, do you see us in the long term? And so he said, even with the things that you don't like. And so Sandia was like, well, you working on them, right? I know that's right. He said, yeah. And so she said, well, women don't make, you said women don't make good decisions, but the decision to go to the counselor was a good decision. He agreed that it was a good decision. But Sandia wants to get back so she can go back to work and everything like that. And he was like, well, I really don't want you to work. And she was like, well, I can't be dependent on my parents. I said, that's a good point. And so he said, well, I don't want you to work, and so she was like, well, if, need be, I can just have a business and take care of the home. And so, and she said, and take care of the children. And so he said, I only want one. And she was like, at least two. So they'll figure that out. But, they're planning for the future. Dr. Allie sits down with Dymond and Aaron, and they're talking about their issues in the house. They were talking about how they're giving advice and stuff like that, and nobody's taking it. So they were like, because we're the oldest ones in the house, they just have to mature and, they just have to mature. Because Aaron was like, it's literally had being around a bunch of kids. But, you did stick your nose into everybody's business. So, I mean, either they take the advice or they don't. But y'all did stick y'all nose into everybody's business. And, y'all should have reminded y'all business. And, of course, they go back to all of the times when they stuck their nose in everybody's business, like Brendan and Sienna, Shay and Josh, and what's the other one? Jody and Aaron. Or really Jody and Chris, because, but the only relationship they didn't stick their nose in was Greg and Millie. So, then when Dr. Allie asked about Dymond's sister, she said, well, how was it with your sister visited? And she was like, hell broke loose. So Aaron talking about, I tried to come in all calmly and stuff, and then she cranked up, and I cranked up too. You's lying. You lying. You came in there, both guns blazing. Okay. Talking about I came in there calmly. You lying. You lying, Aaron. You lying. And the truth ain't in you, okay? You lying. You got it crunk just like she got it crunk. You lying. Josh and Shay's final date. They got matching tattoos. I don't know. She said it was some kind of yin and yang. He was light and dark. I don't know if it's because their complexion. I don't know. Whatever. It is what it is. Shay, just get Josh's teeth fixed. Take him to the dentist as soon as you can. Oh, Jesus. Oh, God. They call me Yuck Mouth. Cause it don't. Okay, I'm gonna stop. I'm sorry. Oh, like my teeth like this. They call me Yuck Mouth. Okay, I'm gonna stop. Ooh, I'm gonna stop. Anyway, I'm gonna go to hell. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Greg and Millie go on their final date. Millie was like, "Oh, this is a nice date on your birthday because it is Greg's birthday." And she said, "You think I'm paying for this?" Millie, you ain't got to say it like that, okay? Greg turned 32 today. Millie is already 32, and he called her old. And Millie was like, I am not old. But she said, I will be a high risk pregnancy at 35. So my window to settle down is now to 34. I said, okay. And so Greg was like, I have a plan that includes you. He said a lot of other gibberish, but I was just like, the bottom line is he got a plan. It includes Millie. Okay, that's it. So everybody at the house is decorating for what's that boy name? Greg's birthday. Except for Dymond and Aaron, which I don't understand why they weren't decorating, because they have no problem with Greg. So I don't understand why they weren't trying to decorate. But whatever the case may be, they weren't decorating. So they come in. Greg and Millie come in from their date. They're having a good time. Then they start playing sex games, and then Dymond and Aaron go to the room because they don't want to play no sex games with these cheering. That's probably what they was thinking. These cheering. Ooh, with the babies. So Aaron and Jody, Aaron they have to perform the sexual position doggy style. Jody is still unimpressed by Aaron's performance, basically. Oh, Jody. Josh has to give a lap dance to Shay. Shay was just like, yeah, let's get in there. Now, Chris said that he wants Jody to kiss Sandia. Jody was with it. So Jody may she may be, bisexual, and she probably prefer women over men. I don't know. It is what it is, and I ain't judging. I don't care. But Sandia was not with it at all. But she did do it for Chris, and she said this is the first and the last time. I said, okay. And then Chris, not Chris, Aaron has to run around naked in the house because I don't know, something fell over. I think Jenga or something, they fell over, and he had to run around the house naked, which he did. He really did. So the next day, Shay's sister Ashley comes, and Ashley says she don't remember what's her boy name? She don't remember Josh. But so Shay is 30. So they've been talking for 12 years. So Shay has been talking to him since high school. I didn't realize that. She been talking to him since she was 18 years old. I didn't realize that she been talking to him since she was in high school. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. She been talking to him for her whole 20s. For her whole 20s. She been talking to the same guy. For her whole 20s. Ooh, anyway. So, Ashley said, "Does he have kids?" And Shay said he had two, and her her sister gave her a look, and she said, "I love kids," you know. And so Josh comes out, and so Josh was like, so Ashley asked him about marriage, and he was like, "Yeah, I see marriage on the horizon for sure, for sure." And he said probably about 2 years or something like that. And she was like, "So this is official?" She was like, "Yeah, this is official." So from okay. And so Ashley was like, "It seemed like some BS." I was like, "Ooh, you was wrong for that." So Josh's friend Warren comes and visits, and he gives them approval too. He said, if he didn't, if he didn't feel it was genuine, that he would have said something to Josh a long time ago. He said, but he feels it's genuine. Dymond and Aaron had their final date. They go on the wine tour. They drink some Moscato, and he pops the question. And that is the cliffhanger to see if she gonna say yes or if she gonna say no, because she just bent her head down. But when she bent her head down and as she was crying, she already had a ring on her ring finger. I said is uh, I said, does she just wear a ring on her, wedding ring finger? Or, I mean, I don't know. But she already had a ring on the finger, so I don't know what's going on with that. And then, when I'm watching the credits, and they said, in loving memory of Warren. Warren, I guess, Josh's friend passed away. Um, after they taped, their because apparently they taped it in October, November, because Greg was saying it was Scorpio season, so he done passed away. I said, "Oh my God, that is terrible. I don't know what happened to him. Oh, he young and stuff. I don't know what happened, but in loving memory of him, mm, I was kind of taken aback because he looked like some of my family members. He reminded me of some of my family members. He didn't look like him, but he reminded me of some of my family members. I was like, oh my God. But anyway, I will see you next week for, I guess, the season finale of the Never Ever Met. All right. So like, share, subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and let's get down in the comments. Let's talk about it. And this is Miss Yellow Diva signing off. Peace.